Israel struck a radar site north of Tehran hours after President Trump announced a ceasefire between Israel and Iran.
Now the president blames the two countries for brokering the deal after it was agreed to. Jen Sullivan reports.
The night sky in Tehran lighting up as Israel launched attacks on Iran hours after a ceasefire was expected to take effect. The situation infuriating President Donald Trump, who helped facilitate the ceasefire between Israel and Iran.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
Right before the ceasefire went into effect, Iran launching missiles at a residential building in Beersheba, Israel.
We arrived, it's a completely mess in this scene. There is a missile that directly hit one of the buildings, direct strike on the top of the building.
The president of Iran releasing a statement Tuesday, according to local media, saying, quote, Tehran is ready for talks and to defend the rights of the Iranian people at the negotiation table, adding Iran will not violate the ceasefire unless Israel does first. The current conflict began on June 13th when Israel launched multiple attacks aimed at destroying Iran's nuclear program and its military leadership. Nearly a week later, the U.S. attacked 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities in what the Pentagon called Operation Midnight Hammer. The White House saying it worked with Israel to end Iran's nuclear threat. But following this latest escalation, Trump becoming more critical of Israel.
I didn't like the fact that Israel unloaded right after we made the deal. They didn't have to unload.
All of this comes as President Trump travels to the Netherlands for the NATO summit.
The world should be worried about this.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Federal law enforcement say we face additional threats from Iran here at home. They say there is a risk of retaliation for this weekend's airstrike. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist is here to tell us what officials here in Indiana are watching. Hey, Garrett.
Gina, top Indiana officials tell me their biggest concerns are cyber attacks and terrorist sleeper cells. A lot of this depends on what Iranian leaders say next.
On Sunday, the Department of Homeland Security said the Iran conflict has created a heightened threat environment. DHS officials say low-level cyber attacks are likely. More sophisticated cyber attacks and even retaliatory violence are possible. Governor Mike Braun and Senator Todd Young both say they're concerned about any sleeper cells that might have gotten in through the southern border.
And that does bother me. Who is out there that may be waiting? We'll have to be vigilant there, but when it comes to, I think, the decision that was made, you couldn't have taken it much further and relied on, well, it's not going to happen.
The FBI and our other entities of government will continue to monitor that situation. We have not seen a significant uptick in concern based on my current understanding about that threat, but it's one we need to stay vigilant about.
DHS officials say the domestic terror threat depends in part on whether Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei issues any religious decrees calling for such attacks. So far, he has not. On the cyber front, Young tells me public utilities and other infrastructure are prime targets. He says those systems still need to be hardened against cyber attacks.
We have to stay vigilant. No one wants any further military action. We need to threaten military action and let the Iranians know that that's a clear and present danger to them. That's the best way we can avoid it.
DHS officials say if you see something suspicious, contact local police or an FBI field office. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.